Hey peeps, welcome back. We are talking The Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 14, episode 7. All right, you guys, it is Sunday, and I just watched the Real Housewives episode from last Sunday. For some reason, I just can't get into this season. This season is just so out of order. The group is still arguing over the same things. There's really no storylines for any of these ladies. It's all about Teresa. And it's crazy because this has been going on for so many years. It's getting boring, it's getting stale, and I'm really not upset about them not having a season 14 reunion. There's nothing that they haven't already done or said. It's just getting to be too daggone much. So I do have a question. So the last season that we had of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, it was really bad. This last season of The Real Housewives of Potomac, it was really bad. I am not even watching The Real Housewives of Dubai. I do have it on my DVR, but I haven't watched it. I am really excited about the new season of The Real Housewives of the OC because I think that it's going to be extremely interesting and also very telling.
And boy, she's got a lot coming at her.
I feel for her.
Shannon activated, though.
No, you
it's
can't.
It's fascinating on television.
There's no better TV than when Shannon Bedore is activated. That's true.
Very true.
I just didn't like that you took away all her allies. You know what I'm saying? So she went in with,
well, we didn't take away her allies.
Well, Taylor and Vicky and, so
well, she and Tamara were allies.
No,
before.
That is a terrible situation that woman is in.
It is a terrible situation.
Let's just give her a minute.
Yes.
That is an incredibly bad position to be in for
they set
anybody.
her up.
Well, which situation?
They did, yes.
Bravo.
Which situation? You calm down.
No.
Gretchen got down in the comments and she said that she agrees 100% that Bravo set Shannon up this coming season by alienating her from most of the cast and bringing Alexis and John onto the show together as a couple. I think this is going to be interesting, and I don't know how fair it's going to be to do this to Shannon. But then I also have to think about it on the other side. How much of this does Shannon bring on herself as well? However, the show really didn't have to bring, John and Alexis on, right at the point where her and John have broken up. She's going through her DUI situation, or her and Tamara have fallen out. It's going to be interesting. I think OC is definitely going to be the one to watch this season. Let's hope that it is. Anyway, I wanted to ask you guys, what else are you watching? What shows are you watching? I'm not watching much of anything, actually. To be honest, I've been watching a whole bunch of reruns of other shows that I watched years ago. And actually, I've been having a good time. Anyway, moving on. Get down in the comments, you guys, and let me know what you're watching. Did anybody notice Nene has a new show? She is going to be hosting and giving advice to couples on some new show that starts later this month or at the beginning of July on Lifetime. I think that I would be interested in seeing what this is about and what kind of advice is Nene Leakes giving, considering her recent situation with somebody else's husband. I'm just saying, that is none of my business. I'm gonna move on. So this episode starts off and you see Rachel and John leaving. Teresa and Louis are sitting at the table talking. Rachel and John leave the bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label, decided that they're not going to give it to Joe. My thought was, at the very beginning, they didn't want to give it anyway. They didn't want to do anything positive for Teresa. So they should have just said, you know what? No, thank you. We're not going to take this. Why make it all dramatic when you're storming out, slamming the bottle on the table, going out? John and her are both acting like they're the head of the Soprano family and, just doing too damn much. And what I also didn't like is Teresa and Louis sitting at the table having this conversation, and Louis got full on jabberjaw. Where was all that talk when they were sitting there in front of you? When they were sitting there both tag teaming your wife talking mad shit and you sat there silent? Boy, if you don't shut the hell up now, why are you opening up your mouth now that they have walked out? I mean, it was just ridiculous. Also, out in the blog world, Louis is being sued. Allegedly, Louis has fleeced millions of dollars. Allegedly. Listen, I don't give a shit what happens to Louis. If he has stolen, robbed, did anything, taken anything, I don't give a shit if it was somebody's dry erase marker. Put him in jail. But please, I hope Teresa doesn't have anything to do with any of this. Girl, it was a real good idea when Andy Cohen and the rest of the ladies told you to get a prenuptial agreement. I hope that you are smart enough this time that you are keeping all of your stuff separate from him. I don't know what the hell is going on with Louis, but he's always being sued, like Marge, who is always being sued. So they move on to Danielle and Nate's house. And you know what? Danielle and Nate, their family is cute. I love seeing them get up, working as a tag team, getting the kids ready for school. Their kids are beautiful, and it's really just good to see. Now, I can't stand the Fudas. I cannot stand the Fudas. But the Fudas children are beautiful. They really are. And you can tell that they love those children like nobody's business. Rachel is working really hard with her daughter. She was so excited and happy in her little walker. I had tears in my eyes. Her kids are so beautiful. And she's working with her tongue tether situation. And I am just wishing nothing but the best for Rachel and John and their babies. Their babies are beautiful. I also cried when Dolores had her nice lunch that she has every Tuesday with her mom and her daughter. I thought that is a great idea. I could have lunch, once a week with my sisters and my mom. That would be really nice. I thought that was great. I also cried again when she started talking about the dog Lolly. Lolly looked so beautiful in those pictures, didn't she? She was a really cute dog. She has some sort of tumor and not long to live. So my heart went out to them. To lose Lolly like that is got to be devastating. Her mom talking to her about Paulie and how Paulie has been separated from his wife for 12 or 14 years. It's time to piss or get off the pot. This is ridiculous. Her mom doesn't know a lot about Paulie because at some point she thought he was an electrician. Her mom and daughter had some valid points. Dolores has the right to know what her future is going to be. Is he getting a divorce? Is he going to marry her? I personally would not want to go into business with him if I don't know what the hell is going on. Now, she did have a good point that even though they're going into business, if they don't work out as a couple, she can still walk away. And that is true as long as the paperwork is right. So after all that, I'm crying again when you go over to Teresa's house and you see her with her family and her stepson Nick, and how they had his favorite barber come over so that he's comfortable and he got his little haircut and he just loves his family and they love him. I would love to see a spinoff show with Teresa and all the kids. I think that they are a beautiful family. I really do. So then we see Marge. She's talking to Joe, talking mad trash about Jackie, and she's the victim now. She's the victim. Jackie is talking bad about me every time she's over there with Teresa and Jennifer and just speaking bad about me behind my back. How many times have we seen Jackie say to Teresa and Jennifer that she's not going to talk bad about Marge? She doesn't want to talk about Marge with them. Marge is making this up. Marge is acting like she's the victim and she's not. Then we see Jen talking to Bill, and Bill says, "Is Teresa okay with you going?" And I said, what? What? This is a grown woman. Why does Teresa need to give her the okay? Really, Bill? First of all, I understand why he's asking, but at the same time, these are all grown people. Why can't they still be friends with other people that you're not friends with? It's just like Gia said to Teresa when they were over at Teresa's house, and she was saying that, Jennifer is going to the housewarming party and Dolores is going to the party and Danielle is over at the party. Gia says, what does it matter if Danielle is at the party? If she can be your friend and be Melissa's friend at the same time, as long as she's not playing the fence and talking bad about you and with her and then coming back talking bad about her with you, she should be able to do that. That is all facts. That is all facts. Teresa also talked to Gia and Louis about Gia moving out, getting her own apartment and moving in with her boyfriend, Teresa had a valid point. It's probably a better idea for Gia to move out and live on her own for a while before moving in with this boyfriend. But to each his own, and I wish her and her boyfriend the best of luck. Jennifer thinks that Danielle is acting entitled, and just listening to the story of what we've heard up until that moment, I felt that Danielle was acting entitled as well. But then you have to realize there's two sides to each story, and Jennifer and Danielle get into it a little bit at the party, and then we start to hear, Danielle's side of the story as well. But I think that Jennifer had some valid points. Jennifer tells her, you don't have any right to act as if you're better than someone else, because right now you're on the come up. You're doing great right now. You're being successful. Don't look at other people as if you're better than them. I agree with that. I personally don't think that anybody is better than anybody else. I think that people behave differently, people get treated differently, but I don't think that we should treat anybody else as if they are special because they have a better job or because they happen to make more money than you. It's not okay. So I agree there. But Jennifer then threw in something about a step and repeat and not having her husband's information displayed, like his business displayed. I don't think that Danielle was required to do that if that was not a part of the deal. I do, however, think that Danielle used the hell out of the OG Housewives to get people to come out to her charity event, because she had only been a housewife for one season. And all of a sudden you're having charity events, act like a housewife or a day in a housewife or whatever that thing was called, and you just so happen to invite Teresa and Jennifer. They all promoted it. You had people come out. Maybe you should have asked them, hey, if you guys are going to be promoting, my charity event and being so kind as to show up and take pictures with people and do all these other things, was there any of your businesses you want us to put up and, advertise? That could have been a trade-off. And then Jennifer also made some kind of comment about when she does charity events, she always makes sure that the charity gets 100% of the proceeds, as if she was trying to say that Danielle was taking some of the money. I don't know. Maybe Danielle was just trying to recoup what she put in to the event. I have no idea. That too is not my business. But Danielle did have a valid point. She told her, listen, if you have a problem with me, just bring it to me. Don't fester and hold on to it and then go ahead and share it with the whole group, because that, pisses her off. And I agree. I feel the same way about that. But at the same time, I love Jennifer Aydin. Everybody knows I love Jennifer Aydin. I love how she stands up for herself. I think she's a great mom. I think that she really does a good job with all of her children. But she's not bringing much this season. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, they get over to Melissa's housewarming, and her house is gorgeous. Now, I do know we saw it before when it had them Tourette's or something. One of the peeps was so kind to tell me what those were actually called, and I think I'm jacking it up. But Tourette's or Tarot's or something, that crap was disgusting. It looked terrible. It really did. So when she got wind that the internet was clowning her and Joe's house, she went back in and switched it up. She even changed out them chandeliers. Because remember, she had those black, gothy looking chandeliers hanging up in the house. She has done a beautiful job. That house is absolutely gorgeous. I think that Melissa and Joe should be proud of that house. Now, she tells Joe that she wants this to be a classy event. She doesn't want any of that crap that he's always doing. And of course, it wasn't. It wasn't classy. He was still Joe, still being disgusting. They had a cutout of the statue of David with his face on it and a lemon covering the private parts that he drew on to make look bigger. He's just a pervert. I don't love it. I really don't. I'm so sick of that. Why does everything has to be so sexual? It's just gross. You don't see any of the other housewife husbands acting like this. When Rachel comes in and she's talking to Melissa, I didn't appreciate it, not one bit. She put 10 on 5. She tried to razzle dazzle the hell out that conversation, and she embedded herself in Gorga Judice's business. Okay, climb the fuck down out of Melissa's ass. This is just getting to be ridiculous. Why are you involved in their family business? Oh, they gave me that blue label and I didn't bring it because I didn't think you wanted it. You didn't want that, did you? And I mean, come on, let it go. Then Melissa makes that stupid comment talking about, oh, it could be bugged, it could be cursed, it could be this and that. Listen, either you want it or you don't. Either you want it or you don't. If you don't want the wine or the Johnny Walker blue label, throw it out. Or open that bitch up and share it with your guest. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Dolores comes in with the bottle and it's almost like kill the messenger. Rachel's all up Dolores's ass at that point, wanting to know, well, why did you bring it? She gave it to you. Blah, blah, blah. Let it go, people. It's a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label, which is not cheap. Either you want it or you don't. It's not a big deal. You know, Rachel going back and forth talking about, she brought up talking about John shouldn't say anything bad about his son's mom. I'm Jaden's mom. Yes, that is true. Rachel is Jaden's mom. She's been in his life since he was a small boy. She has helped raise him. She is legally his mom. She is his mom. But when Teresa brought that up, she did not bring that up to shade Rachel. She was trying to remind them that you're on TV and he's going to be able to see and hear the things that you say about his mom. She wasn't trying to say Rachel is not his mom. The truth is that lady is his real bio mom. So even though you're the mom that counts, she's still his mom biologically. And maybe it would be nice not to downgrade the woman on national TV. And Rachel and John keep saying, Teresa keeps bringing up my past. She keeps bringing up my past. You and your wife, John Fuda, keep bringing up your son's bio mom's past. Is that okay? And not only that, you keep on bringing up Teresa's past. Yes, she went to jail from some shady dealings that her husband did, but she came out of jail and she tried to redeem herself by paying off the debt that she owed to society, the debt that the court told her that she owed. She worked her ass off and she paid that debt back. She's living the best she can at this moment. You and your wife have no right to bring up her past the same way she absolutely has no right to bring up you and your wife's past. Now, you and your wife keep telling the story that you were selling a little weed and you were 17, but all these blogs have gone out and pulled up the records. And according to the records, you were not 17 and you were selling a whole lot more than a little weed. So you're trying to rewrite history. Let it go. Back away from this. Anyway, I forgot to mention the meatballs. Teresa was making some beautiful looking meatballs on the show, but you know, Teresa has a YouTube channel where she cooks some of her, you know, meals that she makes for her family, and I think she put those meatballs on there. I might have to try to make them meatballs. I'm just saying. Louis makes some kind of comment saying that John Fuda is in a rush to be Joe Gorga's bitch boy. You know, I hate to say it, but I agree. I really do. But at the same time, where was that energy when John was right in your face? Rachel also made a comment that she tried to tell John maybe her and Teresa should leave and you and Louis can just sit down and have a conversation. Well, that never made the show, so maybe that's on a deleted scene. So the housewarming gift, when it's brought to Joe's attention. Now, I do have to say, Joe Gorga had a lot of valid points of why he doesn't like Louis. He really did. He had some valid points. But Louis could also have some valid points of why he doesn't like Joe Gorga. Joe Gorga has done some things as well. And I think that sometimes people forget that Joe is not as squeaky clean as Andy Cohen would like everybody to think that he is. He's really not. And he says that this gift is not an olive branch. If she really wanted to offer him an olive branch, she should have came over to see them when the cameras weren't around. Now this I can agree with. Teresa sending over this gift and this card, it was a little bit out of the blue considering that they haven't been talking, they're not speaking. I thought it was a nice thing to do. But I do think that this family should have a conversation privately off camera. I really do. But There's no way that you're going to stand up in the middle of this party screaming and yelling and talking shit about how your sister is a terrible human being and talking about how dare she give you this drink that your father, it was one of your father's favorites, and just going on having a full-fledged performance, a manipulation that you are trying to manipulate the rest of the dudes at the party. I didn't think that was cute at all. And then throwing that card in the fire, talking about this wasn't legit. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to put on that performance. You didn't have to behave the way you did. You could have either handed the card and the bottle back to Melissa, said, hey, I'll look at it later, which is what Melissa said. She said you can read the card later. That's what you should have done. And then maybe you could have reached out to your sister and you could have had a conversation off camera. This is just performative, and it was not cute. Now, when Jackie enters the party, she takes a fall. Now, honey, listen, I felt for Jackie. I'm going to tell you, when I went to prom, listen, your girl was cute. I ain't lying. Your girl was cute, okay? And as we walked into prom, there was a spotlight that came right to the entrance, and they would announce your name, and then you'd walk into prom. You know, everybody would ooh and ah, talking about your outfit, your hair, you know, everything. So I knew that it was my moment. It was kind of like, remember that song by Climax back in the day, The Men All Pause? You remember that song? It was a play on menopause. Anyway, I knew they was watching me, honey. I was looking good. You know what I mean? So the spotlight comes on me, and they, you know, say my name, and I trip down the steps. Yes, ma'am. Just like Jackie. Trip down the damn steps. Now, my people with me, they didn't trip. Just me. Okay. And so my best friend, she picks me up off the floor, and she said, I'm sure nobody's seen it. Now, she was lying. Everybody saw it, and Lord have mercy, I was embarrassed. You know, the same way Jackie was embarrassed, you know, but she still looked beautiful. Me too, in my nice dress. Anyway, I'm just thankful that dress didn't rip, because I was wearing the hell out that dress. Anyway, moving on. This is not about me and my embarrassment. While they're sitting there having this conversation and Jackie is listening and carrying on to it, she whispers to Dolores. She says that she has never seen anybody hate somebody as much as Rachel hates Teresa. And she says that Marge and Melissa are supposed to be Rachel's best friends, and she doesn't think that Rachel would ever go into a meeting with Teresa trying to have a kumbaya or trying to become friends, because she is so buddy-buddy with Marge and Melissa. In other words, Marge and Melissa are in her ears so hard and so heavy, she hasn't been able to make a true decision on what she wants to do with Teresa anyway. She's a follower. She is a follower. I added that. Anyway, Jen tells her while she's going on this speech about Teresa brought up Jaden's mom and, you know, just doing too much, putting a little razzle on top of the dazzle. Anyway, Jennifer says, well, when she apologized to you, you should have just accepted the apology. And that is true. Teresa owed them an apology, but they also owed her an apology. And she apologized the way she wanted to apologize. You had an option. You could accept the apology or not. But it's a way to accept an apology. You didn't have to go low and call her mortgage fraud and all this other stuff. They just went too far. They always do. So I didn't think it was a good idea. But Dolores decides that she's going to go over there and tell Marge what Jackie said. And it's true. I mean, her first season on the show, as soon as she stepped foot on the show, she didn't like Teresa. She already didn't like Teresa because she was already listening to Melissa 100%. So they end up getting into an argument.
There's no way Rachel was going to go make up with Teresa if me and Melissa are in her ear.
Because I feel like that's true.
They've been nothing but good to you.
And Margaret, you have insinuated that all of my successes do
No, I haven't.
Yes, you did.
No, that's your insecurity.
No, you said that I have a book deal because you championed me.
All I said to you was, I'm hurt because you didn't send me your book.
You make insinuations about my relationship with my mother.
You are so defensive.
You're mad that I'm friends with Teresa.
No, I'm not.
And too bad.
Jackie.
But listen, this is a big waste of my time. I'm walking away.
Okay.
You know, Marge is not okay with Jackie saying that, and they approach Jackie about it. And Jackie approaches Melissa too and explains to her, like, listen, you tried to attack me, bringing up the situation between me and Teresa after you found out that Teresa and I made up. And Melissa drops the bomb that Jackie wrote in her book that she relapsed due to the situation with Teresa, the rumor and everything regarding her husband. I was really sad to see that. I was sad to hear that she relapsed due to all of that. But I was also upset that Melissa dropped that information right there. I said, that's not what friends do. You didn't need to put that out there right then. You know what I mean? I thought that it was too much. I appreciate Jackie putting Marge in her place. She said, you're mad that I'm friends with Teresa, and that's too bad. And this conversation is a waste of my time. And I agree. I really do. But what I really thought was low level, before it got low, was her getting upset, running across the room when she sees her husband, Joe, hug Jackie. She's like, don't hug my husband. She rushes over there and says that she's not talking to her anymore. Please, please don't talk to her. We're ignoring her. We're not speaking with her. How childish is that? You are damn near 60 years old. Are we really doing that? I think that Marge is a despicable woman.
I just sent the screenshot of what Jackie said about Dolores. Tell her to check her phone.
Hey, answer. I said it's Dolores.
I'm a slob? I'm a slob?
No, that's so mean.
disgusting.
That's what she sent you.
That's disgusting.
I was saying the situation.
Who's a slob?
The
How am I a slob,
situation.
though?
The situation.
How am I a slob?
I apologize for that. I meant
You
the
should
situation.
apologize for that.
Okay, so I thought that was really bad. I really did. And I think that the rest of the housewives should be watching closely. If Marge is willing to share her so-called friends' text messages, she'll share your text messages too. You know what I mean? If I was Jennifer Fessler and Melissa and Dolores and any of these other ladies, there's no way in hell that I would ever put anything in text message or writing, an email, nothing with Marge, because it's not safe. It's not safe with her. I mean, I could have a friend who I love dearly and we fall out. I'm never going to tell anybody what they said to me about a certain person. That's just disgusting to me. I think that Marge is an insecure woman. And I think that Jackie is insecure as fuck as well. The fact that all of this happened because Dolores posted a picture and forgot to tag Jackie and Evan, it's a bit much. Jackie in this, you didn't invite me to the party, you didn't tag me on social media, it's coming off as a little childish. She doing too damn much. Girl, you're not going to be invited to every event, and you're also not going to be tagged in every post, and it was a simple mistake. Calling Dolores a slob is disgusting. All of this is because Jackie made friends with Teresa, and she didn't send Marge her book. Not only that, she defended Jen Fessler. Marge is just too damn much. Marge to me is very insecure and very, very tacky. And you know what was also extremely embarrassing is Marge telling her husband to tell Dolores to check her phone, and he's standing there waving and pointing at the phone. I said, what the shit is this? Stay the hell out of this women business. You were just over here telling Jackie how beautiful she was and hugging her, and now you're over here with your wife plotting this takedown. I think that's just disgusting. I would never be friends with her. However, I agree, Dolores should be upset with her for calling her that. And she tells Dolores that she's sorry, and Dolores said, you should be. And then she continues to try to have a conversation. Dolores walks away. She's like, no, just leave me alone. I need my space right now. You really don't want Dolores from Patterson to pop you. Like, step back. I just don't know if Dolores will ever trust Jackie again. That is a lot. You got really upset and talked shit about this woman because you were not added to a post. When if you were that concerned about not being added to the post, you could have just called Dolores or sent her a text message and said, hey, I saw that you posted. Can you add me and Evan? You know, I don't know a lot about the Instagram. I don't know if you can go back and edit or whatever. But shit, it's better than doing what you did. I don't know. I'm sick of these girls. Anyway, did you guys notice that on Radar Online, they posted saying that Teresa, Dolores, Rachel, and Jennifer Fessler will all be back next season. And the rest of the girls are on the chopping block. I don't know how true that is. I personally think that they can get rid of Rachel. I do like the addition of Jen Fessler, though. Anyway, you guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.